So this week, I had some people come to me for some last minute decorations. It's graduation season, and some people are just planning their graduation celebrations late. Now, with some of the people who came to me, it was very easy for me to work with them. So I asked them questions. I was able to get the information that I needed from them, right? There were other people that it was like pulling teeth trying to get information from them. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. When you're dealing with someone that's so hard to get information from, sometimes I don't know. It seems like people are playing games. Like you're trying to ask them questions and they're being so difficult. But before we get into that, let me formally introduce myself. My name is Lanielle Kuzar, and I am the owner of Yes Event Academy. I teach people just like you, people who love to decorate events. I teach them how to start a business and how to book clients. Now, here's the thing. Some of the questions that I ask are very simple. When is the event date? Where are you having the event, right? These questions are very straightforward, very simple. Sometimes you will have clients who are not even giving you that type of information. Like you have to wait. It's like, okay, when are you having the event? They don't know the date. They're still figuring out the date. Then you're asking them, okay, where are you having the event? They're not sure, right? So for me, I will tell you, the client absolutely has to have a date and a location. If you don't have a date and a location, I cannot give you a quote for your decorations. That is at a minimum. Even if a client sends me a picture and says, this is exactly what I want, I still need a date and I still need a location. I need the date so that I can know if I'm even available to decorate the event, right? And then I need to know the location because the location plays a part in the pricing. So let's say that someone is having an event that's pretty close to me. I don't have to travel, right? So I don't have to pay that much in gas. I don't have to pay that much in mileage. But let's say that someone is an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes away from me. Now I have to pay way more in mileage and I have to pay gas. And you see those gas prices, right? Gas prices in my area are over $4. It's like $4.50. So if I have to put gas in a U-Haul to go to your event, yeah, I have to calculate that in the price. Another thing that I'm noticing is that even when I ask for the decorations, what decorations do you want? What decorations are you interested in? Sometimes it's like pulling teeth just to get that. I had someone reach out to me this week for graduation decorations, right? They were having a graduation party and they wanted some decorations for it. So I kept asking over and over again, what kind of decorations are you interested in? Do you have a picture of the decorations that you're interested in? Here's my packages. Here's my portfolio. Can you pick and just let me know what it is that you want? And they would not answer the question, right? It didn't matter how I asked the question or what I offered. Like I would send pictures. I sent them 3 different pictures. I said, these are graduation parties that I have decorated before. Are these the type of decorations that you want? They didn't answer that question. Then I said, okay, well, here's my packages. Here's my portfolio, right? They didn't answer those questions. So now I'm like, do you really want decorations? Because I'm asking you over and over and over again, can you just let me know what type of decorations do you want? Even if they would have said, I want a balloon backdrop or I want a balloon arch, because a lot of people say arch when they really mean backdrop, right? Anything, just give me something to go off of. Do you want balloon decorations? Do you want floral decorations? Do you want a backdrop? Do you want pictures? What is it? Right? I could not get this person to tell me what they wanted. So eventually I just left it alone. So if it's like pulling teeth to get the decorations out of them, that's a client that is not serious about booking you. Here's the thing. The decorations are the part that you are the most excited about, right? So if you're hiring an event decorator, the first thing that you want to do is show them pictures of the decorations that you want. That's just like me hiring a realtor. And I tell the realtor, I want to buy a house. But when the realtor is asking me, okay, what type of house do you want? What features do you want in the house? And I can't give them a straight answer. How is the realtor supposed to help me find a house, right? So for me, whenever I'm dealing with a client or a person, let me say it like that, because this wasn't my client. They did not book me. But whenever it's really hard to get them to tell me what type of decorations they want, usually that's a person who's not going to book me. But what's usually the hardest part? The hardest part is usually getting the client's budget. When someone reaches out to you and you say, okay, what's your budget? What's your budget? If I have a hard time with getting a budget from someone, here's the thing. Honestly, I feel like some people don't want to give you a budget because they want you to just tell them the price. And they feel like if they give you a budget, that budget may be too low. So they don't want to be embarrassed by throwing a number out and that budget is really low. And they also don't want to give you a budget that's considered high because if they don't have to spend all that money, right, then they don't want to. So it's almost like a game that you're playing. And for me, I'm like, I'm not really playing any games with you. I just want to know how much you want to spend so that I can let you know if I can decorate your event. That's number one. Because if your budget is too low, then, I have a minimum. So if your budget doesn't meet my minimum, then I'm not the decorator for you. But also, I don't like when people waste my time, so I don't want to waste anybody else's time. I don't want to show you decorations that are not that are way outside of your budget, right? Like I don't want to show you something and then you say, "Oh, I can't afford it." But here's the thing. There are some times where people will say, "Oh, there's no budget. Oh, I don't have a budget. I don't have a budget." Knowing they have a budget, right? Because then you show them some decorations and you tell them how much it is, and they say, "Oh, no, that's way outside. That's way too much. I wasn't planning on spending that." So you do have a budget. So here's the thing. Whenever somebody starts giving me a hard time about a budget, I immediately just tell them what my minimum is. So I just tell them my minimum for decorating events is $1,500. Are you willing to spend that? Is that how much you want to spend for your decorations, right? I do not continuously go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That, I'm not going to do that, right? That is most likely a waste of my time. So if somebody is giving you a hard time when it comes to getting the budget, just tell them what your minimum is, right? What's your minimum? Now, here's the thing. You may not have a minimum. And this is going to be a good time for you to figure out what it is, right? Because this scenario happens a lot. So you can just about guess that I did not end up booking this person. The person who gave me such a hard time about the details of the event, the decorations that they want, and their budget, they gave me such a hard time. It was literally like pulling teeth. I did not end up booking them, okay? But the thing is that I did not expect to. So in my experience, when someone really wants to book you, when someone really wants you to decorate their event, they are forthcoming. Whatever information that you need, they're going to give it to you. They're not going to give you a hard time. Usually with the clients who are interested in booking me, whenever I ask them a question, they always say, "Is there anything else you need?" Right? They're very responsive. And if they don't have an answer to something, they will say, "I'll get that information to you tomorrow." I'll get that information to you tonight. I'll get that information to you as soon as I can. They always give you a timeline, they give you a date. That shows you that they're serious about booking you. So if you're having a really hard time with getting information out of a person, usually that means that they are not serious. But it also could mean that they're just looking for a quote, right? They're looking for a quote so that they can compare you and your price to someone else's. So if you start asking too many questions and they're just trying to get quotes, they'll move on to somebody else, right? Because they'll feel like you're just too difficult. This is also a good reason to have your pricing on your website. Because when clients are a little bit too difficult with me, I will just send them a link to my packages on my website. I'll say, you know what? I'll give you the time to make your decisions, and here's information. You can go on my website and you can just look through my packages. And when you are sure about what it is that you want, when you've made some decisions, then you can just let me know. You can follow up with me, right? So I know a lot of people who complain, or they say, the client would not give me, they would not give me their budget, right? A lot of times people have a hard time with getting the budget from people. And I don't know why that is. Honestly, for me, if you ask me how much do I want to spend on something, I'm going to give you an amount, right? It's just like when you're buying a house or you're buying a car. If I were to go into a car dealership and they say, how much do you want to spend on a car? I already know how much I want to spend. If someone asks me, if I'm in the house buying process, right? If I'm looking for a house, if they ask me, how much do you want to spend on the house? I know how much I want to spend on the house, right? So I'm just not sure why it's so hard for clients to say, and not all clients. Because let me tell you, the clients that are serious about booking you, they're not playing games when it comes to their budget. They know. They know. But I do find that a lot of these last minute clients, they have a hard time with telling you their budget. And I think that's because decorations probably wasn't their priority, right? Like they're coming to you at the last minute trying to throw some decorations together. So they probably weren't thinking about, okay, how much do I want to spend? What is this going to cost? They're just trying to throw something together. Okay. So please don't get discouraged. Don't think that it's you. Everybody has to go through this when it comes to getting a budget. It's just there's some clients that are easier to work with than others. When people are serious about you and they really want to book your services, they're going to be forthcoming with information. If they're really difficult, then chances are that person's not going to book you. So don't get discouraged. Don't give up on your business, right? Don't feel like, oh, the market is just so overly saturated and I can't get clients. Don't take it personally. That is just the business, okay? So if you have any questions on how to start your own event decorating business, if you've been doing this decorating for family and friends and you're wondering how do you turn it around, right? How do you turn this into a professional business where you're actually booking clients? I have an online academy that can help you. I actually have a quick start program where I'm showing you how to start your business and I'm showing you how to find clients and how to price your decorations, okay? So make sure you check the links in the description. I'm going to put the links down there. If you have any other questions, please let me know, and I'll see you in my next video.